Welcome, welcome, welcome. Boo, 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 boo. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope all is well. Hope y'all doing good. All right. So I'm gonna give y'all the same spiel. I give it all the time. I'm streaming on multiple platforms. If you are here from any social media besides YouTube, YouTube is the only one that pays me to talk. So I would really appreciate it if you just chimed in on YouTube, please. I see people coming in and out of YouTube. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, so let's get started. Individuals talking about different stuff. So one of the subjects today someone wanted me to talk about is me getting a haircut. I know I need to look a little rough, but it's all good. I'll get there. So someone talked about business credit. So individuals that wanted to get business credit, first of all, you have to understand what business credit is. Business credit is when your business, the funds that you use are secured, are being tracked on your business side. Okay, and when your funds are tracked on your personal side, then that's personal credit. Whenever you have business credit, your utilization does not factor. When you have, or your, yeah, when your credit usage is factored, then it's not on your business, your credit, your personal credit side. It is. I'm kind of tongue tied a little bit. I apologize. I'll kind of say it again. Say if you have a $5,000 credit card, you use all $5,000 of that. Boom, I see you. When you use that $5,000, your utilization is maxed out. You're at $5,000. Nobody's going to give you any more credit. But if you have $5,000 line of credit on your business side, you use all $5,000 of it. No one cares. Nobody sees that but the bank and you. That one bank and you. Only people that see it. So you can go out and get another line of credit from another bank. You can max that thing out. Only person that will see it is you and that bank. And that's what's great about business credit. But you got to have some things established before you go out and get business credit. You can't just go willy nilly and just show up and then try to say, yo man, I need $50,000. You got to have some stuff attached to it. You got to look like an official business. And the step process is really not that extensive. You just have to make it look more official. And then whenever you do go to apply for business credit, you got to apply to the right banks. You got to answer the questions right. You got to say the proper things. You can't just go in the bank and be like, yo, bro, I got a damn week old LLC. I got somewhat good credit and I need $100,000. They're going to be like, yo, you can $100,000 your ass about the door. It doesn't work like that. But there are steps you can do. One thing that I do or my team does is we do the process for you. I'll tell you, yo, you need this, this. Cool. Let's go get you some money. Right? And if we don't get you money, my job, my job really is not to even get you money through us. My job is to get you money, period. Right? I don't care if you go through us. I don't really give a damn. Right? But if you go through us and we don't get what you want, then I'm gonna show you other places you can go that will damn near give you the bag, right? Because you will be surprised how far a $20,000 line of credit at the bank will get you in your business, right? Let's say you're not doing any money now, you don't have any money going out, you don't have any money coming in. I'm gonna give you a $20,000 line of credit. Now you can hire an employee, you can move into an office, you can probably buy a new computer, you can start marketing, you can start a website, you can do a lot, and that ain't even That's only a couple grand. You still got 18 left. You know how much stuff you can get with 20,000, 40,000, 70,000, hell, $100,000 worth of funding on a business line of credit. You know how much stuff you can buy? And that's not even talking about you starting a business. Let's talk about you just buying an existing business. Let's talk about you buying real estate. Now, say if you had 40K in funding, you take the 40K and now you put it a down payment on the $200,000 property. Say if you got an owner financing deal, let's say if it's a $500,000 property, the payment on the $40,000, let's say it's, I don't know, $800, but that rental property is making $900 a month in profit. You make $100 a month just for managing that thing, and you had no money out of pocket, right? But there's scenarios like that all the time. What if you got $60,000 and you bought a house cash? And a lot of people are like, yo, Mr. Richard, you can't buy no houses in America for $60,000. Bullshit. Bullshit. You can. They are out there, right? You buy the house for cash, and then you go to the bank and get a refi. Let's say if you got an off market, it was a $50,000 house that was worth 75. You had to pay $50,000 cash. You put it on a line of credit, and then you wait 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or about a month or whatever, waits for the smoke to clear, a couple months. Then you go to the bank and get a refi. They're going to refi you at 80%. 80% of a $75,000 house, 60, maybe something like that. So now you make $10,000. You got the property, and now it's still being rented out. How many times can you do that? Damn near infinity. You pay the 50 back. You get a mortgage. You get a tenant, and you get equity. You rinse and repeat. Now, how many times can you do that? Right? Those are things we talk about. If you're interested, click the link in the bio, get started. Yeah, Chris, get that money. Hey, Chris, I just sent you I sent your application up too. So you good now. Or at least I couldn't get access to that Google Doc either, but that's a whole nother story. I'll get to that later. And something else I'll talk about real quick, someone else brought it up. We in class Friday, I have a special guest that's coming through that's going to help us make more money. And those are the type of things I like to talk about. Those type of things that I like building, those type of relationships. Right? And it'd be surprising, and I'm not trying to brag or boast, but when you have a decent social media following, when people don't have a decent social media following, or they have somewhat a decent amount of social media following, those people kind of, I ain't gonna say they look up to you, but they see value in working with me. And I see value in them. But there's a lot of people out there. It's a lot of noise out there. And it's a lot of bull stool out there, right? Through me, I damn near vet them all. Right? If I see bull stool, they get no love. But if they're doing stuff out here that makes sense and other people can replicate it and other people can make money from it, then I'm down. And that's how it should be. But yeah, if you're watching on TikTok or any other social media platform, I don't know, on Facebook, just click on YouTube, type in The Rich Get Richard. You don't have to follow, you don't have to sub, just watch it from there because they pay me. Right? All right, next subject is someone said improving their credit. So there's a lot of things you can do to improve your credit. One, so you have to, first of all, to improve your credit, you got to understand your credit. So you have two aspects of credit. You have your credit profile and you have your credit score. Your credit profile ultimately it makes up your credit score. I've seen people with strong credit profiles and have shitty credit. And I've seen people with great credit and shitty credit profiles or no credit profile. I've known people to have no credit cards, no debt, no cars, no credit cards, and have a 780 credit score. And I've seen people with $140,000 worth of personal credit cards and have a 600. $160,000 line of credit or in their personal name is the strongest credit profile I've ever seen. And I've seen people with no lines of credit, no cars, no bills, no nothing. They was added as a authorized user on like 3 bank accounts, and now their credit score is high. So Blue Gator, I see you. So you got to understand the difference between credit and credit profile. You need to work on them both, right? Your credit score isn't everything, just like your credit profile isn't everything, right? You need to get revolving credit on there, keep the balances low. You need to pay your bills on time. You need to have accounts that are older accounts. You don't need none of those old accounts to fall off your account. You need to remove any negative inquiry. You need to not have so many hard inquiries. Hard inquiries mean you're desperate for credit. You need to remove any type of negative, anything negative on your credit. Charge off, late payments, repossessions, baby mama payments, court judgments, liens, all that shit. If it's on your credit and it's negative, you got to get that shit off there, right? According to the Fair Care Act, a lot of that stuff shouldn't even be on your credit anyways. It denies the average United States citizens the right to credit, and every United States citizen needs to have access to credit to have a normal, sustainable life. I didn't write that shit. The federal government did. So once you understand that, then you know that that stuff should not be on your credit. It probably was placed on your credit with false pretenses, right? Once you start to understand the laws and know what's going on with that, then you can kind of understand how to get some of that stuff off. Somebody asked, someone just said they use their own money to fund deals. You can use your own money to fund deals, but let's put it like this. There's a bank and then there's you. Let's say a deal costs $5,000 or $10,000. How many deals can you fund before you run out of money? Now, if there's a bank, let's call it Bank of America, and it's $10,000 per deal. How many loans or deals can Bank of America fund before they run out of money? So, who money would you rather use, yours or the bank's? I'll go with B, and the B stands for bank. Use the bank's money. That's what it's there for. The bank, I'm gonna go on a bank rant. I know y'all don't want to hear this shit, but I'm going. The bank's money is there to be used and lend. That's how banks make money. Banks are in the business of loaning money, right? You think that them holding your $200, $500 paycheck every damn week is their bread and butter? No. They actually lose money by you being there. They don't give a damn about you. Let me tell you how you know banks don't give a damn about you. Go to the bank and deposit $500,000. Go leave, come back to the countertop come to the counter at, and say, I just need to withdraw $500 out of my account. And they'll say, which one? I don't know, checking. And say, okay. Anything else, Mr. Richard? No, I'm good. Thanks. Now go to that same bank, take all the $500,000 out and only have $1,000 in their account. Hey, how you doing? I want to take out $500. Which one? Checking? Yep. Here you go, Mr. Richard. Anything else? Nope. I'm good. Thanks. They didn't throw no fucking parade for me because I put $500,000 in an account. They don't give a shit. They don't care. They don't send me no coupons. They don't send me no gift cards. They don't send me a thank you. They don't say any of that shit. They don't give a damn about you. They don't send you no thank you for being a loyal fan. They don't say thank you for being here for 10 years. They don't give a damn. Not a damn. But I'll tell you what I do get in the mail from banks. Credit card offers. By show of hands, who has received a credit card offer from the bank this month? Shit, this week. Who received a credit card offer this week from the bank? Why don't the banks send me thank you letters, or I appreciate your service, or thank you for being a loyal customer for 10 years? Because that shit don't make them money, man. You know what makes banks money? Credit cards. I watched a documentary one time. I'm not going to go on this huge rant, but then I'll be done. I watched this documentary, and it broke down where the majority of the bank's money come from. You want to know? Anybody want to guess? The 3 main ways that banks make money, right? So I want you to really think. I'm going to throw some stuff out there. Car loans, personal loans, your checking account, your debit card, your business account, your house. What are some answers? Just off the top of your head, right? What are y'all thinking? What ways do banks make money? I'm going to break it down to you. Top 3 ways that banks makes money. Late fees. All right. You don't pay your bills on time, or you are negative in your account. Fees. Number 2 way that banks make money. Damn, I had it in my head. I'm drawing a blank now. Well, ATM fees. Oh yeah, no, that's number 2. ATM fees. You have the money in the bank. You want to use the bank that ain't your bank? $3. And the last one is credit card fees, credit card interest fees. Credit card interest makes like 80% of the bank's revenue. I didn't say shit about cars, personal loans, CD accounts, mutual funds, all that other kind of shit that people think that the bank is there for. I'm gonna say these again, but listen to the key word. But I'm gonna throw you a bone too, since some people y'all hearing me, but y'all ain't listening. Late fees, ATM fees, credit card interest fees. Banks make most of their money off of fees. When you fuck up, they're gonna get you. If you don't pay your bills on time, or you're behind, or you don't have the money, they're gonna get you. Late fee, overdraft fee. You don't plan accordingly, you go to a different bank to get money out, fees, ATM fees. If you use a credit card because you don't have the cash and you can't wait to save it up for something, you buy the shit anyways, fees. All of these can be prevented. All of them. But they understand that people mess up. And they're going to take that shit all the way to the bank. Literally. I think I was watching something that said like, I think like Chase makes like $80 billion a year just off those three fees. $80 billion off fees. Not mortgages, not cars, not your little joint checking account, not your little $300 that you deposit in every month or every 2 weeks or whatever the hell you get, off of fees. So when you think that these banks are your fucking friend, they're not. That's why they send you credit card offers all the time. Because they make all their money off you wanting lines of credit and not knowing what to do with the shit. And then you spend the credit card debt on consumer debt, which is even worse. Not only are you spending money that you don't have on shit you don't need, it doesn't even provide you any more money. Why would anybody think the banks are their friends? You'd be surprised, man. Some people say stuff like, "Oh, I've been banking with them for years. They're great. I've never had any issues. I don't sell nobody any bank. Come on." Screw all that. But anyways, let's get to some more question. Can you get an SBA loan for a business in another state? It depends. It depends. The SBA considers businesses. Okay, so there's pretty much two ways, actually three ways you can do it. You can, if you want to invest out of state, you have to either be get a owner financing deal. You have to go to a national bank or a local bank in that area, and or you have to be within driving distance or a drivable range of that business. So, like, say if you're on the border of like, I always use Delaware as an example. Delaware borders like Maryland, damn near Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York, Connecticut. That's a drivable range. You can drive to all those states, right? But there are some criteria that says that drivable range or what is considered drivable range. But every case varies. But yeah, you can invest out of state. Hell, you can invest across the country if you got the money. But the government likes you to be within driving range or close to that business if you want to invest in that business, which is really not even that close, but they still want you to be in the area, which doesn't even make any sense because you can catch a flight anywhere in the world for in 2 hours and be anywhere in 5. But it's all good. I need trade lines. Trade lines are trash. Trade lines are dead. Trade lines are dead. Some people call trade lines. I don't call them trade. I don't really call them trade lines. I just call them like authorized users or something. I'm not really authorized user. Trade lines technique don't work anymore. So does Chef Corps and Shell Corps don't work either. They got hip to that shit, right? But I can break down Shell Corps, and trade lines all day long. Not gonna get into it today. I don't really feel like it, but just know that you don't need a trade line, right? You work on your personal credit. Once you get that personal credit ready, and then the bad part about it is, whenever you get a trade line or you an authorized user on a account, you have like an asterisk on your credit score. It'll say like AU or TL, right? So it's like this person is in charge of this account, but he's really not in charge of this account. So how do you get validation? How do you get how do you truly tell the bank or the creditors that you are the guy or the girl in that industry when everything on your credit is piggybacking off somebody else? You know, there's ways to do it, and y'all got to learn. So I'm here to teach you. Mr. Richard, I want to start a nursing home. My bad. I had to vomit. Yeah. Why start something when you can buy it? But I will tell you this, and I really respect the fact that you even looking at nursing homes. Nursing homes, in my personal opinion, is going to be the next boom. I give it about a year from now. You know how like everybody was talking about Airbnb in like 2020, about 2019, 2021 ish. Like everything was Airbnb. I'm doing this. I'm arbitraging. I'm buying. I'm holding. I'm short term leasing. I'm short term renting. Just everything you saw on social media was Airbnb. You saw the commercials for the damn the apps and all kind of shit, right? The next boom, I give it like a year, a little over a year, is going to be nursing homes. Everybody and their mama's gonna be freaking talking about it, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my goodness, like, dude, quit it." Because there's a high demand because people are living longer than before and people want their independence and their kids don't want their parents living with them. It's kind of weird how that works, man. I remember like, well, I don't remember, but it just seems like a few years back, maybe 40, 50 years, it seemed like I just felt like older people just lived with their kids until they just was out. But people don't want to do that no more, man. Kids don't want to take care of their parents. They just want to do their own thing and let their ass rot in the damn nursing home. So what a lot of people are doing is nursing homes and assisted living facilities, taking a home and converting them into assisted living facilities. Or what some guys are doing now is they're building like communities for assisted living facilities. So it'll be like a road. It'll have like 10 houses on it, and every house will have, you know, 6 bedrooms in it. And they have a nurse for every house. And they have 2 aides. And if the government is charging a lot of money, you know, you can charge the government $5,000 a person. You got 6 people in the house. That's 30,000. Wow, you're not gonna have $30,000 in overhead on that building or in that facility. It just ain't happening. So, but yeah, I like the fact that you're looking to that, but I don't like the fact that you want to start one. Just buy an existing one. How do I get that part? I don't know what you're talking about, but if you want to get started with any of this stuff, click the link in the bio and join the free class. I need to make the hyperlink in my TikTok work. Me right now, I have a 750, a 770 credit score, 2 credit cards, a pledge loan, no debt on my credit. Yeah, sound like you're doing pretty good. Now, what you want to do with that credit though? Like a lot of people don't understand credit. A lot of people think that credit is like a trophy wife or something or a trophy husband. You don't just get your credit and build it up high just to like let it sit there and just tell people you have good credit. Like no one cares, right? What is the credit doing? That's like having a Lamborghini in the garage and you never drive it, right? You got to go out there and dog it out. You got to go out there and let people know you ain't out here playing around, right? Use the car to get ahead in life. Use your credit to get ahead in life. You got to use your credit to get ahead. That's what it's for. Your credit is not there just to sit there and do nothing with it. You got to leverage your credit. And a lot of people say, well, I don't want to mess up my credit. Well, what's the point of having it? Like, you buy a house to live in it. You don't buy a house to have it look like a museum, right? You fix your credit so you can use it to buy, to acquire credit, to use the credit to make money. That's the whole point of credit. It's not there just to look pretty. Use the shit. Oh, we have a military question. I love the military questions. Do you recommend you have a TSP, or what do you recommend for retirement, member service, or do their TSP? Good question, D Matt. So a lot of people don't understand TSP whenever they get out. So TSP is a employment retirement account for government employees, especially military. Whenever you retire from the military, then you are not a federal employee anymore. Okay? Once you retire from the military, you are not a federal employee anymore. So your TSP, you can't contribute to it anymore. You only can contribute to it when you're an employee. So you have options. You can, one, make it a self-directed IRA and put it into your S corp or C corp and use it however you want without any penalties. Or you can just roll it over to another account like a Fidelity, Vanguard, T. Rowe Price, or something like that, and then let them, and then now you can contribute to it annually or monthly, however you was doing before. But you have options. And also, too, if you take a loan out on your TSP account, if you take a loan out whenever you go to retire, let's say took a loan out on your TSP, let's say if it's $4,000 or $5,000. Whenever you get out, that $5,000 or whatever you took out of that account will be considered income. So, yeah, so try not to have a loan out on your TSP when you get out. And they get paid by the government through Medicaid, not private. Yeah. I have good credit and about 10,000. Wow. Matthew, what's happening? I've been debating between buying business and real estate. Congratulations, Mr. Dean. Well, here we talk about them both. They both had their pros and cons. You must ain't been to the free webinar because I can tell because I talk about them both in the free webinar. And I actually have a slide in the webinar that talks about buying a business versus buying real estate. They both have their benefits. But I think you need to own both. Now, which one you want to buy first is on you. But Dean, click the link in the bio, join the free class. I got a class coming up, I think Wednesday at 9 p.m. EST. You want to learn more about that. Matthew, I see you. How did you get rich? I'll keep it short because I hate talking about myself like that. So I started investing in real estate. Oh man, about 2008. No, about 2008, 2009-ish. I bought my first piece of property. Well, I lived in a trailer, right? We call it the military trailer because the military trailer only housed anybody in the military. But the trailer had 4 bedrooms, and it was $450 a month. So we pretty much paid $100. I think we paid $150 a month to live there. It was $150, and that covered water and electricity, and cable, and trash. It was $150, and it was a little trailer too, man. You didn't have no room for nothing, but it did the trick. And I went to go buy a house, and I asked all three of the roommates there and said, "Yo, I'm gonna buy a house. We need more space. This is small, and instead of us spending $150 a month, it's gonna be $500 a month, and that's how much the bill costs. And I'll cover everything else. I cover electricity, water, cable, all that kind of stuff like that." And they agreed to it. We all moved out the trailer because the trailer was a crap box. AC rarely worked. It was floor was wobbly. The rooms were small. You know, people paid for it, and it was closer to where we worked. So I had three roommates that paid me $500 a piece. My PITA, property taxes, interest, and insurance, was $900. And so I made $600 a month off that place. He says, "Where did you get the money to buy the trailer?" No, 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 no. We all lived in the trailer. The trailer wasn't. The trailer was just a rental. The trailer was $500 a month. It was just like through this old man who owned the trailer. That's where the trailer came from. So the trailer came from there, and yeah, then I bought my own place, right? And then how I bought it is I was in the government. I worked for the government, and if you work for the government through the military, they have what's called a VA loan, home loan. Means you can buy a home up to $750,000 with 0% down, not 0% down, with zero down payment. So I just bought a house with no down payment. The house was 121,000 or something like that. 121,000. It was $917 off the top of my head, or maybe 925. I don't remember. All I know that I charged three guys $500 a month to live there, and yeah, the rest is history. Save up 6 months worth of rent, $1,500, six times 15. Shit, I don't know, 10 grand maybe, and rinse and repeat the process. No, that's like 9 grand, but I had some money and I found another property, put $10,000 down, and I just kept buying properties, buying properties, buying properties, buying properties. And then I was always investing in the stock market. I had mutual funds that I was contributing $300, $400, $500 a month to, and those funds I still have to this day, which make me way more money than you could probably ever imagine. But you got to put it into the system, trust the system, and let it ride. Someone asked, "Can you get a business loan as a down payment for a fourplex?" You're asking it weird, but technically, yes, you can. So this is what you do: you get your LLC and set the LLC up right properly. Then you go out and get business capital or business funding. You take the business funding and use it for the down payment on the fourplex. If I had to do it like that, but they don't like you to use debt to pay for debt. But there's kind of there's ways to do it. Sign up for my free class. All right, thank you, Adrian. Adrian Peterson. We have a celebrity in the house. You don't need the damn class, man. You go play football. All right. Someone asked, "How do you invest in mutual funds?" Yeah, there's tons of mutual funds out there. You can literally just Google mutual funds and pick a brokerage or pick a house, pick a ticker, and then just start investing in it. But there's tons of them out there. I have some that I prefer. There's a lot of them out there that are okay. But if you really want to like deep dive, break them down, I teach all that in my class. I teach it all. I think last week, no, was it last week? What did we talk about last week? Yeah, last week it was all investing, right? Mutual funds, ETFs, um, stocks, bonds, high yield savings accounts, and I showed you where to go. I showed you how to start it. I show you how to turn on automatic investing, so it takes out 200, 300, 400, 200, $300 every month out your account. I turn on how to reinvest dividends, how to reinvest interest, how to reinvest payouts. And then one day, whenever you're 55, 60, 65, or however old you are, you can just click a button, click, and then you start making interest interest checks for the rest of your life. You got to pay taxes on that interest check, but let's be real. If I'm getting a check every year for $300,000, I'm not worried about fucking taxes. But yeah, well, speaking of taxes, I got to pay my tax bill. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways to invest in mutual funds. Hell, what's crazy is back in my day, there was only a handful of ways you can do it, and you was only limited to how many mutual funds you can invest in. Now you can get on apps and you can pretty much look up every mutual fund there is, right? You can get apps like Robinhood, you can get some like Acorn, you can get Betterment, you can get all the major brokerages have apps nowadays, so you can almost just go through the brokerage, the Vanguard, the Merrill Lynch, Charles Schwab, Fidelity, T. Rowe Price. You can just go through the brokerage and get their house, go get their mutual funds and just invest directly to them, versus getting the secondary app and investing through the app, which sometimes kind of weird though. But yeah. But the price of admission, oh, my phone died. Man, dang, man, I ain't repeating that. What part of the country was I buying in or am I buying in? Right? There's multiple places you can buy. Just depends on you, man. Depends on your risk tolerance. You know what's crazy is that I was talking to somebody the other day and they said, well, how cheap houses are typically in the hood. And I said, no, they're not. You are misinformed, right? I know three places off the top of my head that I know for sure ain't in the hood, right? They ain't a hood in sight. But depends on your risk tolerance, depends on what you want to invest in, depends on how much money you have set aside, depends on what you want to get into. Everybody's different, and I don't know your circumstances, right? That's why you need to maybe one day set up a one-on-one call, maybe set up a consultation, maybe set up to where you come to the class and ask me questions, because you don't know what you don't know until you either learn or you learn from people who are talking about this type of stuff. So I always tell people too that I always tell people too, it just depends on, some people. I asked one person, where do they want to invest at, and they said, I want to be at least 10 minutes away from anything, any property I own. And I said, well, why? He said, well, if something happens. And I said, like what? He said, I don't know, something bad. And I said, oh. Said, okay, what you want to do first? You want to do real estate or you want to do a business? He said, let's do a business. Okay, do you have a general manager? Yeah. Is the general manager going to go there if something happens? right? Let's just say I go hypothetical. Let's say someone drive through your front window, right? Someone drive through the front door. No one's hurt. Cops are called. They're gonna drive through the front door. Is your general manager gonna stop what he's doing and probably go there and see what's going on? Probably. I'm sure he will. And he's probably gonna text you or call you and say, hey, Mr. Matthew, Mr. Richard, Mr. Tyler, Miss Kim, Miss Chris, someone drove through the front of your building. Oh man, that's nuts. Are you on the way up there? I'm here now. Okay. Put me on Skype or FaceTime. Flip the camera around. Let's walk around and see what's happening. I'll record it from my phone and I'll watch it. And then I'll say, is anybody hurt? No. I'll say, okay, good. Thank goodness. What we'll do is let's call a security service to get somebody out here to sit in front of the door and watch and make sure no one comes in and out here and steal anything. And to get a construction crew or contractor to put a temporary wall or board it up first thing in the morning. Sound like a plan? Yeah. How close I needed to be to do that? I'm in my damn living room. I'm sitting in a bubble bath. Okay, cool. Let's do property. Let's say there's a property. Let's say there's a small fire in one of your houses. The property manager will give you a call. They're not going to call you. You ain't doing shit. The property manager call you. Yeah, there was a fire in one of your houses. Oh, damn. Is anybody hurt? Nope. Cool. What's the damages? I don't know. I'm going to go over and assess it now. They get over there. Put me on FaceTime. Okay, I see it. I'm screenshotting and I'm taking photos. Are we going to get the owner to pay for it? Or the person that's renting it pay for it? How much is the damage? Because if I have to call and make an insurance claim, my deductible is $5K. This is not a $5K job. They did it. They pay for it. Do they have renter's insurance? Yeah, they have renter's insurance. Okay, cool. They can pay for it. Send them the bill. Get a contract over there first thing in the morning to fix this. And let's replace everything we can as soon as possible. We'll send them the bill. Cool. Thanks. In my bubble bath. Same thing with the car driving through the building. Yeah, we got the Mr. Richard. We got the window boarded up. Okay, we got a temporary door coming in and out. Okay, I already called the insurance company. They're gonna come and do a claim later on today. They're gonna be there about 2:00. You need to be there. Okay. Put me on FaceTime and speaker so we can so I can hear what they're saying. They walk through. They assess. Cool. We'll give you an estimate back in 3 days or 2 days. Deal. Okay. Well, we can't just sit there and wait for this fucking money. We got to fix this shit. That's why you have petty cash. That's why you have operating expenses. That's why you have business credit cards and business line of credit when shit hit the fan. I fix it. Let's say it's 20 grand. Your insurance came in from the insurance company. They awarded you $40,000. Well, thanks. I just made $20,000 for some clown driving through my building. Come on, man. Come on. Someone said the hood places is Philadelphia, North Florida, and Detroit. All right, here we go, man. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. What areas do you consider, if you had to guess a city, what areas in the United States of America would you consider like hood or a rough area to buy real estate in. There we go. We'll say that. If you was a real estate investor and you did not want to invest in certain cities, what cities would you stay away from? Matthew said Detroit, Philadelphia, North Florida. I'm assuming you're saying like North Florida, like Jacksonville area, right? Martin said Compton. You know, the bad part about it is Compton has gotten better. But Watts, California, apparently is like the new Compton. Apparently, Watts is really bad. Somebody said St. Louis. Somebody else said Memphis. Right? I mean, it just depends, man. Depends on depends on you. Depends on what you consider rural or hood areas. But you got to take consideration. So all the cities that people said, Detroit, South Bronx, Compton, Watts, Memphis, St. Louis, Detroit, Jacksonville, Philadelphia. There are people in this United States who are making a killing in those areas. And they're probably not even in those areas. Somebody said Colombia. I have millions of dollars worth of portfolio in Columbia, South Carolina. So I guess I'm your analogy, right? I have invested in some of these areas. It just depends on your risk tolerance or what you consider risky, right? Some of these areas you can find properties for pennies on the dollar. Pennies, 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 pennies. I've seen houses in Philadelphia for like, I want to say like $22,000. I've seen a fourplex townhome in Columbia, South Carolina for $90,000. A fourplex townhome in Columbia, South Carolina for $90,000. Now let's do some simple math. Let's say your PITA, property taxes, interest, and insurance, or mortgage on that property is, I don't know, $1,200. Are you charging $300 a month to live in a townhome in Columbia? Probably not. It's going to be just as expensive in that area, just like it is in all other places in America, right? You might be all in, let's say $1,000 a month. You might be charging them people $1,000 a month to live in that townhome. That's $4,000 a month, right? I couldn't sign that check fast enough. How much? This ain't a typo? Cool. Send me the purchase agreement. Do you want to see it? No, I'm good. I don't give a damn if it got steps inside of it. 90 grand for 4 units that are townhomes. I don't give a damn if it got steps in it. I'll figure it out. South Philadelphia is pretty rough, right? Hey, I'm not doubting that Columbia, St. Louis, Memphis, Detroit, South Philly, Compton, Watts, Jacksonville aren't rough areas. I'm just saying, no matter how rough an area is, people gonna need a place to live. So they can rent it from you or they can rent it from somebody else. Either you can make money off of them or somebody else is going to make money off of them. But the moral of the story is somebody's making money. Some money, some transaction are being made, either if it's from you or it's from the government or it's from the individuals. I don't care, right? I don't care. Now, do I suggest you running up in some random hood and buying a whole bunch of stuff up? No, but there's ways to do it smart, you know. But what? I ain't gonna stay here too much longer, man. I'm just giving y'all some game. Um, Hope y'all find value in this stuff. Hope you are entertained, at least for a little bit. Uh, I put like this. I take my morning meds, and then I'm out waiting for y'all questions. So a lot of times I come on here because I want y'all to understand that there's levels to this money stuff. You get people on the internet that'll talk about do this, do that. They'll make a 10-second video, three-second video, a 3-minute video, 45-second video, and there's not a lot of substance to whatever they're saying. But I literally sit in front of you and I will debate or talk about any subject that y'all bring up. And this is all free. I don't get paid for this, right? YouTube, I make a little money. Damn, YouTube, appreciate it. YouTube, I make a little bit, but I mean, it ain't like bringing home the bacon kind of money. It may be $200 a month, right? It ain't right. It's a couple cheeseburgers and a supersized meal. Why I do this is to show you guys that I really know what I'm talking about, right? There's not too many questions that y'all will or have asked me that I don't really get into or that I don't know, right? But I do sometimes I come on here because I am actually just working on conveying a message to an audience over a long period of time. You know, if I can get on if I can get on here and just talk to you guys about just nothing, imagine if I had like some direction, shit, or a slideshow. I'll talk for a fucking 3 days straight, right? But a lot of the stuff is just made up. Well, not made up. It's off the top of my head because some people just talk and they're like regurgitating what someone else said, or they're just talking about some stuff that they heard off the internet. And I'm not like that, right? I'm in the streets every day learning, growing, investing, reinvesting, buying, selling, whatever, right? And if it works for me, and I know it works, then it can work for you. And at the end of the day, that's pretty much what it boils down to. I show you how I did it, and I show you where I did it and how it can be replicated. And once you understand that, it's kind of downhill, right? Don't learn from people who ain't out here doing it. You gotta do it from learn from people who actually are out here in the streets every day, right? So someone said I would like my first real estate investment be 30 unit apartment minimum. Shit, you and everybody in America, you know the okay. I'm gonna put you on something. You know the most sought out after real estate in America is. I'm gonna I'm gonna see if y'all know this. What is the most sought out after real estate in America? You probably thinking single family homes. Nope. Duplexes. Nope. Triplex. Nope. Fourplex. Nope. But it's up there. Fourplexes are up there. Let me take my pill. Casinos, man, heck no. Someone said multifamily. You're getting close. Trailers. I'll give you a hint. It's apartments. Multifamily. What units though? How many units? Someone said 8 units. How many units you think is the most desirable real estate is there in America? The answer, hold on, let me take this pill first. Someone said 4 to 5 unit multifamily apartments. So you're saying it weird. 4 units is not an apartment complex. It's a multifamily. It's actually financed as a single family or financed as a single home. 5 units is considered commercial property and is financed as a commercial loan or an apartment. So 4 units and lower is considered a single family home, or you finance under a individual as a primary house. 5 units or more are considered commercial apartments and higher. So the most desirable real estate in America is 10 units to 30 units. It is the most cutthroat industry out there, because what happens is all the big dogs who go out there and buy apartments and stuff like that, that's what they look for. 10 units to 30 units, value adds, owned by mom and pops. So anything 30 units or more, they're typically being bought out with like from the big dogs, like the venture capitals and the investment firms and stuff like that. So nobody want to deal with those. and then their interest rates or their returns aren't making that much money, right? You probably only getting like 5 caps. You probably getting about 6.5, 7 caps now. 7 cap, not caps. 7 cap on that. So it ain't worth it almost to me nowadays. But it's almost like, because you think about it, smaller people say, oh, I can get 10 units or more. And then the big dogs say, I can get 10 units and up. So it's almost like that weird middle ground where a lot of people are battling. Next industry that a lot of people focus on, number 2 most desirable real estate is fourplexes, because people want to buy a unit and buy a fourplex. They're financed under a single person, or they're financed as a single home or you can use an FHA loan or a traditional loan, and only have to put 5% down, and you can get units. So fourplexes are the second most desirable places to people buy real estate, and then it trickles down from there. It trickles down from, well, it's fourplex, and then it's single family homes, and then it's triplex, and then duplexes. Oh, sorry, I take that back. Fourplexes, single family, duplexes, and then triplexes. You don't get a lot of duplexes. You don't get a lot of triplexes. And then you get 5 units to 10 units, and then you get 30 units or more. They're all in considered the same realm. So just note, if you're looking for 10 to 30 units, and you're looking for fourplexes and or single family homes, that's where the dog fights are. But hey, what do I know? What I know is some of y'all ain't following. I know people on social media ain't liking, tapping the screen. If you're interested in learning more about real estate or any of this stuff, man, join the free webinar. I got a free webinar coming up. Won't be doing myself any justice if I didn't say anything about it. Hurry, don't be late. And also, too, I didn't even really factor in, well, I guess it's considered commercial real estate. But then you have like the mobile home parks, you have trailers, you also have assisted living facilities, you have nursing homes. I didn't really factor in none of that stuff. But a lot of that stuff is out there too, if that's what you want to get into. Saving up for the mentorship. Glad I came across your channel. Yeah, if you're interested, come to the free class, learn more. If you want to make payments, that's cool too, right? But if you make payments, don't be trying to renege on my ass after about a month. Yo, man, well, see, I ain't got time for that, man. Don't do that, right? Either you commit and you have access to me for life, or you're just gonna make me upset, complaining after 2 months. You know what I mean? I don't want that, right? If you can't afford it or you don't want to do it, that's fine. Don't do it, right? Because I don't want to get pity parties. I'm not that type, right? And then I look at stuff like that as like, if you can't commit to this, you're not gonna commit to anything, and it makes me mad, right? I meet so many people in life that tell me they want to do something, regardless if I charge them for it or not, and then they just don't follow through. It is so annoying. If you want to do it, let's do it. If not, I'm good. Don't waste my time, right? Not trying to be rude or nothing. It's just that, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, some people will sign up and then like 2 days later they'll say, "Yo, I changed my mind." I'm like, what? Man, I guess it knows what it is, man. But it's just a waste of time. And then someone else might have wanted that slot, because I only offer limited slots, because onboarding people is a pain in the butt. So they fear success. Yeah, I think it's just not necessarily. I think it's probably a fear of success. I think it's just a fear of the unknown too. Sometimes people don't want to be held accountable too, right? Because I will do that. You ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you to do this, and then I'm gonna check in on your ass after so much time and be like, "Yo, man, what's up with this? Did you do this?" Yeah, here we go, man. Got serious. When's the What's the date? I need it. I need it. But rental space, office space, yeah, that's just considered regular commercial property, and there's not a lot of there's not a lot of demand on it. You know, if you really start thinking about commercial space and stuff like that, it's really not even used. It actually that market has actually diminished or depleted since COVID, because what happened is people learned to get by while at home, and then people started getting extremely lazy, and now they don't want to commute nowhere. Now they pretty much harass the system to let them sit at home and work, which I guess it is what it is, but I just don't understand that. I mean, and like all these people that had like this huge ass office spaces, they don't need them no more. So now they're thinking, well, shit, if I get the same work done from people sitting at home, well, I have the office space. And now a lot of these leases are not getting renewed. The same thing that happened with Amazon and the mall, it's the same thing that happened with COVID and office workspaces. If I can shop at Amazon, and you know what's crazy about Amazon? You can go on Amazon, the app, find what you need, and have it on the way before you get changed to go to the mall. It's crazy. It's almost like, why go to the mall? You just sit around and let everything come to you. We're gonna be like Wally here in the next 300 years. We just gonna ride like little floating chairs, and they're gonna take us everywhere to eat and all that kind of stuff like that. But yeah, that's what it is. Somebody said, "Do you what do you think about owning a business overseas?" You know, it's kind of weird because overseas, like regulations and overseas employees and staffs and all that kind of stuff like that, it's some of that stuff is way different than it is here. I wouldn't want to own anything in an area where I don't truly understand what's going on, right? And then there maybe be a language barrier too. Like if something was to happen and I call like the say if I own a restaurant in Mexico or Panama City or something, let's say their native language is Portugal, right? I call the damn restaurant and everybody's speaking Portuguese. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Okay, I'm just I need Eric. Okay, Eric, Eric. I'm like, no, hell no, I'm good. Now, if you spoke the native language and you understand that area, then maybe, yeah, maybe you can shoot for it. But the SBA, Small Business Administration, is a United States program, right? You're not gonna go buy a business in Canada with a United States loan. It doesn't make any sense. Now, if you can get funding over there or you can get financed, then sure, roll it. If that's what you want to do. But I don't want to hear no elaborate plan though, because some people say, "Yo, man, I mean, I can invest overseas." Okay, cool. What you got? And they'll say something like, "So there's this guy, right? Oh my goodness, here we go. I know this one guy, right? He can get access to any vehicle I want. So what I do is, right? So I pay the guy. Oh, here we go. Sounds some bullshit. Every time someone says something like that, it's always just like, man, come on, man. You know how often I get pitched crazy stories? I do. It's got to be like 20 times a day. Gotta be 20 times a day. Hey, Mr. Richard, I have the perfect opportunity for you. Delete. I don't even care. I don't even want to hear it. Tennessee in the house. I see you. What part of Tennessee? Yo, Mr. Rich, I have the perfect opportunity for you. Delete. I see your YouTube channel is not being optimized. Delete. I see you live on TikTok. Have you ever thought about promoting a delete? I live in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Shit. Stone, hey man, are we related? My mom lives in Stone Mountain and we moved from Knoxville. What part of Knoxville? Baton Rouge. I grew up in Louisiana. I grew up in Shreveport though. What part of Knoxville? That's my old stomping ground. Off old Kingston Pike. I was in. I think that's like South Knoxville though. Over there by West Town Mall. Now there's a place. I want y'all to know this, man. There's a place in Georgia, in Tennessee, called West Town Mall, and man, that mall is bumping. Right? You know how some of these other malls are dying off? That shit ain't going nowhere. People love that place. Well, maybe I ain't been there in a while. It might close down just like everything else. Pine Lake, Stone Mountain. I'm over there by, well, mom's over there by Lawrenceville Highway, the Highway 78, if you know where that is. Shreveport. Yeah, Adrian. Hey, yo, Adrian. But yeah, I hit my quota for the day. My quota was to get on here for 1 hour, and I've exceeded that. I need to really fix my social media platforms to where y'all can click and go wherever y'all need to go. But I'll fix it as soon as I get off here. But yeah, if you're newer here, thank you, welcome. Make sure you're following. Uh, you went through, you're Redan. Oh, you from the hood. South Harrison was bougie. Bullshit is bougie. That shit is hougie. But yeah, damn, my teeth are fleeky fleek. You know what's crazy is people be like, "Man, your teeth look so yellow in the videos. You got all that money. You need to damn fix that smile." I was just like,